Good evening, everybody. This is Michael Filigaro. I am with logicalsignals.com and tradershelpingtraders.com. And this is the Elliott Wave update for the S&P 500 for Monday, September 13th, 2021. The markets did continue to put in what I am counting as the lows and the completion points for the minute wave 4. And I want to be able to count that out with you now. We had put in place waves A and B, and basically wave 1, 2, and most of 3 when we came on to make our update last night on Sunday. Then the market, as I had suggested, would run up, come down, run up, and come down. And that's exactly what it did. So I was able to put the 3 of C here, the 4 of C here, and then the 5 of C down here at the low that we did this afternoon. And that low was 4434.50. That was above our do not break zone, which was at 44.14. I put the 5, the C, and the 4. The market rallied nicely and is now continuing to rally in the after hours. And we'll see. This can all be temporary. If they turn this around and start bringing it back down, it really will suggest that this whole scenario is off, and that maybe what is this completed all the advancing sequences, and it's a very strange wave 1 down, wave 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3. Now we're in a 4, and this would be of a initial 5 waves down for the start of that long-term major correction that we're still in waiting for. Now, I'm still fairly certain, because of the nature of the decline thus far off of that high at 4549.50, that the market has been in a corrective mode. Not necessarily impulsive, as of what I would expect for the first wave down of a new longer-term corrective phase. So I still believe that it is just a 4th wave within an ongoing minor wave 5 up to new highs. But now the market is in that stage where, okay, prove it. Prove it, S&P, prove it, market, that this isn't your intent, is that low is going to hold, and now we're going to begin to rally all over again after basically several days or a week and a half of pretty strong declining markets. So that would suggest that we're going to start to break higher. Now, I've already taken off all of the Fibonacci's. Now I'm going to start to reconstruct them, because now we're going to be able to lay out what could possibly start to come into fruition now. So the first thing I want to do is go out to my 4-hour and see if I can get it from there. And I actually need to go out one more. So I'm going to go out to the daily so that I can grab a hold of that minor 2. There it is, all the way down there. And now I'm going to come back over here and start to construct where wave 5s can come in, if indeed we still have that low. And let's just see if we're going to have some stronger possibilities going on here. And I will refine these numbers. But right now, I just kind of want to get them up on our chart. And you know what? That one was wrong. I actually could have done this. It's been a long day. And now I'm really go back down to that 4-hour chart. And it's here that I want to do it. Okay. So we'll open this up. There we go. Now I can grab it easily. Go there to here. There we go. And then down to this bottom, which is 47.5. Then I want to put in for our minute with 5, and that's going to be from there to there, to today's low, right there. Okay, now let me go back down to that hourly chart and let's see what we have. So you can see we've dropped far enough down. In fact, this is not even close. I'm just going to make some adjustments so I get my numbers right. Bear with me. This endpoint is 44.3450. Look at that, huh? 34.50. And the beginning point was 43.70 up. And the midpoint was 49.50. Okay, so that cleans it up a little bit. All right, so now we're looking at the minute, which are going to be actually these here, and the minor. Those are the minors. Where are my minutes? My minutes are up here against this. So our first real rally for minute 5 is going to come in up here at 45.45, which is basically below the existing high, because that is where wave 5 would be equal to 0.618 of wave 3. We're going to need to go up a little bit more to where we start getting into new highs. This is where we start to come in, right here. So we're still now below 4,600, but still above 4,500, which is what we've been looking for all along. As you can see, the depth of the wave 4 now brings down those expectations for wave 5. And so wave 5 would be equal to, well, 70% of wave 3 right here at 45.60, but we have one that minor 5 would be equal to 100% of, or the length of minor 3 at 45.71, we'll call it. So I'm going to call this zone between 45.60 to 45.75. That's now the new completion zone, if indeed this is going to be a minor 5th wave rally. But it's got a lot of proving to do. On the hourly chart, it's got to turn the 20 higher. It's got to cross the 50. Then most importantly, it's got to cross the 200. And that's all going to provide some, I think, some pretty stiff resistance for on the way back up. And we'll see, because again, they've not been able to really put out any positive news that's going to drive the market higher. Again, today we saw, I think we still were seeing the relationship, a lot of talk coming out about the inflation numbers that came out with producer prices, and how the producer prices, they're all these corporations that are stuck with these prices and tending to pass it on to the consumer. So there's just a lot of now that back and forth that we got going on. And in fact, a lot of the grocery stores, the larger chains, have already come out and said, yeah, we're raising prices. We definitely are going to raise prices. Kroger was the first today. Kroger came out and said, yep, we're raising the prices. The owner of Safeway, which is Albertsons, one up, and then there's one above that, they're going to raise prices. So they're coming in and saying they're going to raise again because they already have. So when it's starting to cost people at the store and it's hitting our own budgets as hard as, it's going to have to hit investors the same way, because, people are going to say no and start to take profits on their on holdings. But anyway, what we're going to look for right now is for continued rally. Now, again, on the 1 hour chart, I am going to be looking for, computers, please. I'm looking for a 5-wave rally off of there, off of that low. And as you can see, it's straight, 30 bars, 33, 4, 5, 30-minute bars of up action. So I'm not really seeing anything come down yet. So it's actually, it's presenting a fairly bullish picture on the 30-minute chart for continuation. But I need to be able to count 5. Initially 5. So that would be wave 1 of minute 5 up. And it's minute 5 of minor 5. and it's minor 5 of intermediate 5 and intermediate 5 of cycle 5. So we still have all those higher level to complete. And right now, market's got a lot of proving to do. But I'm going to leave the count as is. The outside of that, the alternate would be that this is all done. And now I really do have to go back and switch that to 5 and put a 5 and a 5 and a 5 above all that. And this is 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. We get a little 4 and then another slam dunk. And if that comes into play, then we will know that the end has already occurred and we're forming our first 5-wave structure down. Okay, so it would be 1, this would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and a 5. Hourly chart. I'd always be looking for 5 down to give me confirmation of the trend change, the trend from bullish to bearish. That's what I'd look for. If it stops right here, it gets to be a 4th wave with a 5th wave advance still in the works. But now it's up to the market. Now we have to allow the market to tell us. And that may take a couple of days. So right now this stays right in place. And now let's see how this develops and how it pans out in terms of if we get a rally, a little decline, a rally, a little decline, and a rally. That's what I'm going to be looking for. But if we get a rally, a decline, and a rally, and then a bigger decline, it's not, it'll be a wave 4 correction up instead of completing a wave 4 correction to the downside. So that's where I'm going to leave it. And tomorrow will be tomorrow. We're going to wait and see what we can get. And so just remember to trade what's in front of you, folks. Trade according to your moving averages. Continue to use the moving averages on the lower time frame charts. Right now, this is all beginning to point higher, which is a positive for a rally to continue. The 15-minute chart is pointing higher, which is a positive for the rally to continue, and all the way down. When we can all the way down to the 5-minute chart, and we can see that the market continues to the 4, the 8, the 20, the 50, and the 20 is now above the 50, and the 4, and they're up here. So when I'm waiting for this one and this one to get above the 200, and then to continue to build. So right now they're all beginning to point, except for that little 200 there. He's pretty flat, and that's on the 5-minute chart. So it takes a while to turn the boat around. And that's what we're going to be looking to do. So you have to come all the way down to the 5-minute before I got a first little, from that low, 1, 2, and this is building on the 3, and there's a very teeny tiny little red candle right there. In any case, let's see what tomorrow brings, play it accordingly. And again, I'd be looking for some resistance at 76, then again at 85, then at 45.02, 45.04, etc. You've got it all the way up. All our resistance zones are already in place for any upside move. And then we'll be able to put resistance zones in from smaller moves to see what could stop it on the way up with on a 5-minute chart, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, next update tomorrow.